So, hello, welcome to the Pan African Daily TV on this beautiful sunny day. I'm saying beautiful sunny day. I know on the continent, for those that are watching, it's always sunny out there, but in the diaspora, it's a luxury. It's a luxury to just have, this kind of nice weather rolling out there on this beautiful Saturday afternoon, sitting right here at this desk. Yeah. I want to welcome all of you that are joining, and that is a little bit kind of a delay, but we are all set and ready to roll this mega event for the first time, getting this kind of expertise and touching really critical, content for the first time. It is amazing. It's amazing. I've been going through the social media, and I can see young Africans and Africans worldwide actually sitting in space and ready and waiting, to get this new face of Africa live. What is it all about? What are we going to be talking today? People are asking questions. The followers want to know exactly. Yes, because we are having a very, very special guest on the show for the first time, live from Ghana, Accra, Nana. As we all know, the titles Nana is just not anyone that will possess that. Yes. So we're having for the first time on the Pan African Daily TV, Nana Kwame Bediako, aka Freedom. This young multi-millionaire of African origins, born and raised in Africa, is about to change the face of Africa, just like every other aspirant and Africans that want to take Africa and their continent to the next level. And how does he want to do it? We're going to be sharing this very important information and education session here with him live on the Pan African Daily TV. We're so honored to have such a guest, and hosting them right all the way from the continent. This is this new era that we've been talking about, the Africans giving back to their continent. I mean, not just giving back, because sometimes when we talk about giving back, we're thinking about small, give away, reaching out to the poor or to the needy. Now, this concept is about elevating all Africans to be at the same level. And this is the revolution that we're talking about. This is the industrialization that we're talking about. This is the technology that we're talking about. This is the know-how and expertise that we're talking about. But as you all know, and you've been saying, the king, Nana Kwame, is not coming alone. He is bodyguarded. I can call it a bodyguarded by our young researcher and Pan-African expert, Honorable Osman Touré. Honorable Osman Touré, a lot of Africans have been participating, and he's been posting readings and research and being here, holding conferences, conversations, traveling at this point in time. You know what I'm talking about, COVID-19 and travel. We're all sitting here so locked down, like caged up in some kind of a format, but you hear the luxury on the continent, people just traveling business as usual, of course, still keeping the social distancing and keeping the rules of the COVID-19 pandemic. I mean, that's another industrialization of Africa in the new face of Africa. Right. So, just sitting here to introduce what you're going to be hearing today from these two gentlemen. They're going to talk about technology. When we hear about technology, we all have seen from the trailer that is rolling about Nana Kwame and what he's been doing. We're not going to focus on that today, right? Because there's going to be a series. There's going to be a series of, of good things coming up from that continent, from Africans, for Africans, by Africans. So, but today we want to focus on technology and industrialization. Now, these are sometimes conflicting and key words for an African entrepreneur to understand the context. Now, we also know he's a developer. Now, we know, coming from that background as a developer, a social entrepreneur, a Pan-African, an advocate, a whole combination jumbled up together. But of course, at the same time, he's a multi-millionaire. And that is one of the aspects that we see using this kind of success stories, right? On the continent, Africans doing it by themselves, for themselves, to tap into that technology and industrialization of the African technocrat. The African technocrat. Now, why am I saying before we get into the hype of this conversation, there are key points that we as Africans have to understand. There is no nation that would teach you how to develop. None. Because all the countries and nations on the continent are at competition with themselves. Every nation is struggling, fighting to get the best for its citizens and its nation and its race. So we have to first of all understand that no nation teaches another nation about how to succeed, right? So it is a race. It is a race of who wants to do what for its race and its people. Now, what we want to look into it in terms of African technocrats and take using this showcase or this case study of technology and industrialization is how do Africans use their know-how and skills, yeah, to develop their own nation and continent. This is very strategic for you to understand the purpose of this conversation today. It is not going to be focused on how he built his empire. It's not really going to be focused on how he spent his wealth or what kind of luxury he is into. Of course, that's just part of it. But the most important thing is how is he changing the face of the new Africa? This face that we're seeing here today, or we're going to see it for the first time today, is going to follow the faces of Africa. We all know the face of Africa has always been poverty, right? If you see the black face, now you begin to think about the narratives. Today we're changing the game. These two gentlemen and a lot of Africans out there are changing the game. And so we will start seeing the challenges, why we are actually not using what we have, to step the game of Africa to another level. And now we would use from these case studies to see how easy, just so easy it is to develop Africa and take it to the next level through technology and industrialization. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's just what I had to tell you. Prepare your mind for this station of education. Prepare your mind, your guts, right? Prepare your guts. You have to feed your guts to be able to think more than just being, for instance, earning a salary, traveling, getting titles and that. But it's more than just that. When you are joining, make sure you click and share and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And we're streaming from multiple channels, as you can see from today. We're even streaming live from Freedom's Facebook page. We're also streaming live from the Pan-African Daily TV Facebook page. We're also streaming live from Ousmane Touré's Facebook page. We're also streaming from the Pialo Lumumba Facebook page and also from all our multiple channels, particularly the Pan-African Daily TV. YouTube is the source. What is it that we want to achieve? We want to achieve young brains of smart millionaires and producing each at a sequence, so we're not lacking in anything, right? So if you're watching from any of these platforms, please make sure you click and subscribe on the YouTube channel, because that's when the series, that's where the classes, the master classes, the follow-up and everything will be taking place, okay? So I want to thank all of you for joining the show. I would first of all take the young Ousmane Touré while we are giving enough time for Nana Kwame to, he's a busy man. It's not easy to be a multimillionaire. You think they just sleep and look at their handies and stuff like that and just be happy doing that? No, it's a whole work. We're talking and he's flying right now to be here in studio. That's what I mean. So yes, we're welcoming Ousmane Touré. And we start holding this soft spot of the conversation, preparing the minds of the young Africans. Why is it necessary to get a new face of Africa right now? Ousmane, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Dr. Susan. Thank you so much for having me in this program today. And special greetings to our dear audiences. This is not indeed the first time. And we've equally seen the support. We've equally seen that the message that we are trying to appreciated by young Africans, and all that we're asking for is a mind shift. All that we're asking for is a shift in the image in which Africa has been brand for the past centuries.
Mhm.
We just want to see a better Africa. We just want to see an Africa in which we as individuals unite ourselves, have love for each other, but then shape a trajectory that is solely owned by Africans. We want to see an Africa that is developed. We want to see an Africa in which Africans live a dignified life. And this is the journey that we have embarked on. And it is indeed a fact that we are not alone in this. Across Africa today, we have youths everywhere demanding for change. We have youths everywhere that are desperate to see a prosperous Africa. We have seen youths in all African countries trying to make sure that Africans, our leaders in charge today, have a reform in all institutions, be it politically, be it economically, socially, to better integrate our societies, but to better register development for the people of the continent, and also building a connection between Africans in the continent and Africans in the diaspora. I think in recent years, this is what we've been trying to do. And we thank God that the message is going across. And also, there are Africans understanding that there is the need for this and they stand for this particular change to happen. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. It's a pleasure always to have you here and to get you on the show. Now we are set and ready to bring live to you King Nana Kwame Bediako, aka Freedom. Please welcome him on the Pan African Daily TV for the first time.
Thank you very much, Dr. Susan.
Nana, I know you have been on a hectic day. How has your day looked like for you to just be sitting here now?
My day hasn't been quite hectic. I took it very easy, had some rest. Yesterday was hectic for me. I had to travel 600 kilometers to Takrady and back. And then I went straight to work. Then after I had dinner and meet up with some friends. And then today I kinda took it easy. I went to the gym and went to see my mom. Then I had a meeting right after this, which was a Zoom. So it's been quite easy today. But this was equally very important to me. First of all, I'd like to thank you very much for giving me this platform so I can reach out to some of my people in Africa and share my knowledge with them, my experience with them. I'm very privileged and honored to be on this platform right now. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so very much. It is also a humble for us to have you here, because it's not just only sharing the platform with Africans, but you're bringing a package to the table. You're talking about the face of a new Africa, or the new Africa, and we've been watching you in your projects and stuff like that. So what is actually the new Africa?
Well, the new Africa is just a mindset combined with development. I feel like the new Africans should change their mindset. Changing your mindset can even start from your diet. You can start to change your diet. You can start to change the way you think, the way you perceive things, the way you appreciate things, the way you value things. That mindset, if you can change that, you become a new African. That's what it starts from. Because I feel like Africans have been thinking the same way for the past 500 years, and we've been going through hell, slavery, brutality, extortion, extraction, all of that. It's been going on for 500 years. 500 years, which is 5 centuries, it's a very long time for a human race not to be able to correct their mistakes and bring out maturity so they can add value to their society for the next generations. And this is something that, I feel like the new Africans, we should start thinking like that. We should not sit here and blame our fathers for their mistakes. If we haven't found solutions for our fathers' mistakes, then how are we going to correct our fathers' mistakes? Because I know that they have made some mistakes. Yes, we've been sold in the past. Our gold and all of that have been taken. But we can't just keep sitting there and blaming them for what they have done to us. or blaming some white man from the Western from coming to steal our gold. We need to start thinking into the future. We need to start to appreciate the situation that we're in today, the crisis, because I believe that, yesterday's problem can become tomorrow's opportunity, depending how you see it. This problem can bring you down, but this problem can also make you. If only you find a solution for this problem, you would have found a solution for many. And that many could become the foundation of a nation. And that's what Africa needs. Africa needs a strong foundation to build its nation. So New Africa, being a New Africa, it's a spiritual, physical, mental thought that uplifts your spirit, that makes you feel like I don't have to think like the old African, where everything is a loss, everything is a problem, no solution, no development, problems after problems after problems. No, the New African, it's development after development, enhancement, empowerment, enrichment, wealth, riches, catching up, creating healthy competition, building wealth, strong ornaments, strong ventures, strong gestures, things that would empower us for generations that would dwell after us to have something to say. That if it wasn't for Mansa Musa, or if it wasn't for Freedom Jacob Caesar, if it wasn't for Kwame Nkrumah, we would not have recognized what we had. It takes a man to change the world. And the world will be changed by the way the rest of the people will perceive it. It takes one statement for people to truly find out who they are. But before that, there were a million words shared and people still could not find themselves. One statement can change a whole nation. One movement can change a whole nation. One value can change the mindset of a whole nation. This is my belief. And that's why I started to build a New Africa. Because I feel like I don't want anybody to feel disrespected. I'm an African. I can't do anything about it. No matter what I do, whether even if I become Michael Jackson and turn myself to white man, I'll still be regarded as a black man and I'll still be an African. So I can only live for Africa and I can only do things for Africa. I can build wealth for Africa. I can add value to society for Africa. And even if the other parts of the world will benefit from Africa, it's because it's about Africa. And I think it's time that we start to think like the new Africans, so we can be the new Africans that will build the new Africa.
This is putting words into action. I mean, the mindset is the strategy of thinking, and I think, like you rightly said, is a school of thought. So like if we want to go back, we're going to roll back 500 years to get all the minds focused. But what you are doing is something different. You are putting the mindset in a physical way where they see it. Now, is that changing the narrative enough?
No, that wouldn't change the narrative enough. That's why I didn't just come with the words. I also came with the action. I have proof and track records of development. I have track record of building wealth.
Yes.
I have track record of turning nothing to something. I have a track record of turning around my vision and my dream. If this cannot be replicated, then Africa still has a problem. Because one of the things that we're not seeing in life as an African is appreciation. If
Correct.
we don't appreciate that we have gold, we have diamonds, we have oil, we have all these resources to find a way to refine them, trade them, sell them amongst ourselves, and create an economical prosperity which will be sustainable within our own economical balance that we need to build our systems, then definitely we will be sitting down waiting for someone to come and do it for us, which is what has happened in the past. We had kingdomship in the 13th century, in the 12th century. We were kings and queens, princes and princesses. We lost our kingdomship. We lost our kingdomship. Today, we have a different level of education, thinking that that is what is going to lead us to success. And most people are beginning to think that schooling is just education. No, education is what we learn every day. it doesn't end. Even before we die, we'll still be learning about life. And education should be about life. And if we want to learn about life, then we should also learn about the people who are in existence, living in life. And what does that bring? It brings value. So for me, I'm not sitting here talking like a president who has been empowered with the position, but without the wealth.
Correct.
I'm not sitting here talking like a king who was a prodigal son before he was before he was empowered to become a king. What happens with our leaders? Our leaders were poor before they became a president. And then all of a sudden they become rich because they're president, and they become important because they're presidents. No, it shouldn't be that way. They should have the experience of what wealth is, what riches is. If you don't have that experience, then why do you have a whole country in your hands when you have to control the finances of the country? You have to control the Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of Works and Housing, the ministry. We need to start to understand that we lack these things. When you compare our system to the European system, a queen or a king in England is not a queen that just became rich because they've been empowered or they've been installed to become a queen. It's a royalty that has been consistent in its existence. And none of them were prodigal. They were groomed because it's like a systematic throne for them. When you come to Africa, you would see that our king today was probably in London working as a manager in Sainsbury's, and because he's linked to the throne, all of a sudden they come and put him there, and then he becomes rich, and then he doesn't know what to do because it's too much for them. Yes, of course. You can't give a man a world if they can't manage their farm. You cannot put the world in your hands. That's how God created us. God didn't create us to just take over the world. And to those who are listening to me, when I say the world, a lot of us are mistaking the world with the earth. It's two different things. The earth is the land that holds the world, the land that we find resources, the land that we build structures, the land that we accommodate ourselves with shelter. The earth is the land that feeds us. The world is the world that we live in, full of fantasies, full of tricks, full of, presidents and ministers and kings and poverty and all of that. What are we doing with the earth that we dwell on? And that's how I see Africa. It's a big land, an earth that is full of riches, precious metals, minerals, steel, all of that. And every time I turn on the news, I see poverty, shooting, killing, death, this, that. And then who are the people that dwell on this earth, this part of the earth? Black man, African. How do you think I feel? I have a pain in me. My pain is not because they are jealous of me. My pain is not because they don't like me, even though they dwell the same or they have the same color as me. My pain is how people will forever regard me and my people. And for the land that God has given us, which is full of riches, full of wealth, that we can create this wealth to save our people. And we're refusing to. That's my pain. And I don't know who is listening to me now, whether you're a poor person, a rich person, a president, a pastor, whatever, whoever that you're listening to me. This is my pain. I'm not standing out here screaming out, building the new Africa and freedom movement like some child who is trying to gain some name or some popularity. I'm here for a mission. My vision is well ordained. I am ordained. I am anointed. I'm appointed. And if Black people don't understand that some spirit, some myth, some creature has woken up from the inside with the power of the might, then they should hear me, because they cannot stop it and they cannot change it. It's supposed to happen. The time has come, and that's what I speak for. So I hope it took me longer to answer your question, because it's a bunch of things in me that has to come out. But the truth is that People haven't looked at me or the other young people who are coming up, building wealth and combining it with positions, with titles, with brands. We also want to become international. We also want to build conglomerates. We also want to change the economy. We also want to revolutionize development. We want to be the Kwame Nkrumahs and the Nelson Mandelas and the Martin Luthers back again as reincarnated to continue the dream that we didn't finish and to save all these people who are becoming billions without a future, without hope. I'm here for that.
It couldn't even be different. I mean, you have to let it go, my king. That's why you're here. You're here because we want you to let it go. We want you to tell us how the new Africa should look like, not just speeches, not just anger, but the anger to change the face of this new Africa. Now, we're going to get directly into the subject matter, which you have been very articulate. You've been on one kind of conference and awards, with all sort of the rich of the riches. Yeah. And but you have said industrialization and the new African. Over to you.
Sure. I mean, let's go back to some of the Western parts, the Western world. We just should look at how they built their world, how they built their countries, how they built a better system for their people, and there is nothing wrong to copy that. How did they become so successful with the system? They didn't sit there for China or for England to come to America to start taking America's gold and start taking their oil and taking their humans so that America can be built. No, they didn't do that. So that's the first thing that we need to look at. The second thing that we need to take serious. Okay, if they didn't do that, then what did they do for them to become one of the biggest engines in this world, the most powerful countries? They industrialized themselves. They industrialized themselves. Whatever they had, they industrialized it. Whatever that they went out there, whether you call it stealing, extraction, whatever you call it, they brought it back and still industrialized it. They built factories around it, created employment around it, and then got national demand, continental demand, and global demand from the industrialization that they were doing to extract or to take back from nations. That's what they did. Americans have been sending and selling the world stuff in the past 400 years. And in the past 200 years, when you look at the likes of all of these great men that Americans have sort of created and built, you will see names like Rockefeller, Onassis, Bill Gates, all of this. It's nice to have a country and to see great men that has impacted the world and affected the world at the same time economically and should I say strategically, taken so much from the world and brought it back to their country for their country to have a stronger GDP and a better economy. Industrialization. Rockefeller, he industrialized kerosene. JP Morgan came, he built the biggest financial hubs and then used that same money to support the likes of Thomas Edison. This guy tried to get light 11,000 times. He tried 11,000 times to get it correct. If JP Morgan didn't have a financial hub to support him, do you think he would even try 10 times? There was the funds were there. The group were there, the team was there, the power was there, and industrialization was revolutionizing their country. There was an evolution meeting revolution, which is eclectic. First time to see anything like that. Americans did that. You're looking at the European system, they colonized, they took things and then they traded and then they built some and they built factories and they kept doing that and they used their royal highness to preserve their gold. The same gold that they took, they preserve it. They didn't sell it so it can hold their currency. So for me, industrialization, when I say it, I'm not just saying that we should just build some factory and start to copy these people. I am saying that we need to industrialize our systems all the way through, from Ghana to Nigeria to Kenya to everywhere, and start selling to each other now. Okay, what do you have, Kenya? You have coffee? I buy coffee from you. Don't worry, I'm not going to buy it from England again. Why should I buy it when it's in Africa? Okay, why should I buy iPhone from America when Apple can come to Ghana and assemble iPhone for me? Why should I pay extra taxes on it? That money goes back to the Western. Everything that we make in Africa goes out of Africa because we don't have industrialization. We don't have industrial platforms. And nothing is made here. Everything is being imported. Why can't we also export things? Why wouldn't people buy from us? Why can't we manufacture our own? Why don't we want to invest money in energy so we can have the power to manufacture? After all, the resources, we have the most. We have more resources than a lot of these continents on this planet. We have more resources than Emirates, okay? But they're much more richer than us. They have a better economy than us. They have a stronger economy. They're more powerful. Their kings and their sheikhs, you know, have access to all finances, and the whole world is traveling through their world and going through their world, and their people have a future. If you ask someone from Emirates, a child who is growing up, what are you going to be doing in 10 years from now or 20 years? They might not just answer you because they don't want to answer you. They probably think that you're there to ask them to find out so you can go and make yourself better because they already know that they're made. If you ask someone from Africa that what are you going to do 10 years from now, or what are you even going to do after you get your degree from university, thinking of being a doctor, they also might not answer you. But this time it's not because they think you're trying to take what they know to make yourself better. It's because they have no hope of what they're going to be, even though they're going through an educational process, which is supposed to guarantee them a job and all of that. But should this be our way of living as Africans? Should we give birth to children and wake up in the morning and think that we're going to go and work so hard? We're going to go work so hard and then go and pay for their fees so they go get a good job? Or should the average African wake up in the morning and say that my son has started an invention, or there is an initiative that my family has taken that now we produce something? So it's not like we're going to school to get a good job. It's like we wake up and thinking of what business are we going to build? Not what school are we going to go and then after the school we get a good job when we don't even have the vacancies. What creates the most jobs is industrialization. That's what creates the most jobs. Even with banking, it has to be on an industrial level to create jobs. Medicals, it has to be on an industrial level to create jobs. Everything in this world, it has to be on an industrial level to create jobs and to create the average salary and to create a middle income society. And that's when you begin to have a system. Not when you have people at the top and then there's nothing in the middle and everyone is at the bottom, struggling, hustling, falling, you know, why wouldn't the average African be jealous of their own brother? Because they haven't experienced life the way they can make their own easily. They haven't. And that's why I cannot revenge and I cannot hate my own. As much as they probably hate me, some of them, I love all of them because I know their situation. I know that if the situation wasn't as bad, the mindset wouldn't be as worse.
Absolute.
And so that's what the industrialization is about. And I feel like people might be hearing me now and thinking that what is this young man going to do about this, that, and he keeps saying industrialization and this and that. And of course, all of these things comes with funds, support, governmental support, how our projects can be endorsed, how those projects can be replicated, how our leaders should start to open their arms to hug the young ones with the young minds. Because one day I'm going to be as old as them, and I don't expect to be doing this. I would definitely be wiser, but I wouldn't have that much energy to say that I'm going to do what I want to do now. So first of all, and I'm not advising them, I am telling them with authority as the Prince of Africa that they should start to open their arms to meet the innovative young people who are doing well with themselves. You know, it's not like we're doing drugs or we're doing crime. We are trying to revive our culture. We are trying to build our continent. We are trying to save the lives of our people. They should hear our voice. They should open the doors and let us sit on the tables with them. Let them see what is in our heads. Let them try to implement it. Let them make us help them to build it. You know, I'm bold enough to say that I don't think an 85-year-old man who some democratic system have made them become a president is going to build the future of Africans. No, he's wise enough to advise us, but he's not strong enough to build our future when he has already lived his future. He's lived his future. This is life. When we're 80, we're old. We live on legacy then. We don't dwell on an economy. We don't build an economy at 80. No, we don't build an economy that age. And I can strongly say that even when Americans took that decision about age of presidents, you could see what was happening when you see the likes of Trump and even, you know, other presidents who were very old. You know, it's not like they're not supposed to be in that position, but we are not supposed to let them be in that position. We are not supposed to let them be in that position. We are supposed to make sure that the youth is the foundation of whatever conglomerate, whatever entity, whatever organization that controls our judicial system, our legislation. You know, you're talking of a city, a country, a nation. You know, you need strength. You don't need stages and bow ties and ties to give great speeches. No, you really need to get some work done. Your people are broke. Poverty is everywhere. And you need to create a system that pays everybody. You need to create a system that guides everybody. You know, the social welfare, how our taxes are used right, how people are taxed and how that supports the system, how we can actually export things out of our country and start taking money from other people, from other countries, so we can bring it into our system and let the economy grow. These are the most important things that I believe we should be looking at. We shouldn't be sitting here looking at who has become a president or who has become a minister or a governor, and so what? What is the contribution that they have brought to this entire continent, which has impacted the growth of our economy? These are the questions that I ask myself and I ask those leaders and I ask even Africans. And now maybe I'm talking so much about leaders, but let me also talk about the public. The public is very reluctant. The public is very what word should I use for them? Complacent. How can a poor person be complacent? How can a man who is looking for a dream be complacent? How can a man that is struggling be relaxed? The only reason why sometimes we have too much capacity or we build up a lot more capacity to do what we do is because We seen ourselves in crisis and situations that we want to change it. That's how I was born. My father was rich, but my mother was penniless, broke. And I didn't want that. I wanted to change. I wanted that curse to become a gift. It woke my spirit up inside. I learned to give, not to take. And so I'm sharing now because I really want to give. I really want people to see that the change that we need is not just some democratic constituencies that would empower you to put you in a position and call you a governor or a president so Africa will be built. No, the change that we need is us. We should all be awoken in the spirit, like how I feel right now, like how I sit. I sit on a throne, and that throne is full of mightiness. And my force and my support behind me is not just from humanity, but it's from the universe.
Correct.
It's powerful. It's very powerful. And I believe that, there are going to be so many of me. If people start to believe, or people start to activate that part of them from inside, from within. We are Black, we are Africans, we're strong and we're powerful. And there is proof of that. When you look back, some of our ancestors have really impacted the world globally. Some of our ancestors were the richest that ever lived on this planet. Some of our ancestors were greater kings and queens than the Queen Elizabeths and the Queen and Henrys and all of that. So we are powerful people, and I want Africans to activate that. I might just be saying it the way I'm supposed to be saying it, and I know that maybe some people are not gonna like what they're hearing, but of course I'm not here to impress anyone. I'm here to make a change. I'm not here to impress anyone. I'm here to say what the million or the billion couldn't say when they had to say it, because I'm bold. I have courage. I have patience. I have integrity. I have wisdom. I have knowledge, and I have understanding. And these are the greatest tools that God can ever bestow on a man that lives on this earth. It's not the riches. It's not the position. It's not the president. It's not being a presenter or being a player, whatever you think you are. No, the greatest qualities about humanity is what God has bestowed on us that we have activated and decided to stand up and face the world. Become a new Adamite, not an Adam, but an Adamite, something that blows, something that, becomes like a spirit in front of you. We need to activate that part of us as Africans. We need to stop speaking all these big words of English. It's not even our language, but yet, yes, that's the best first language in Africa. It's either English or French. You find me a country or anywhere in the world that is built as a first-class country, that they speak someone else's language. You find it. Do your research. There's no country. You go to China, they speak Mandarin. You go to India, they speak their language. You go to England, they speak English. Americans speak their language. Portuguese speak their language. Germans speak their language. When you come to Africa, our first languages are other people's languages. We speak in English and we speak in French, and we've got so much pride. And so what? Let's think about what we haven't done. We're far behind. We're the last continent that has not been developed, and we need to develop ourselves. Look at what has happened in Dubai in the past 45 years. It's grown rapidly. It's been developed. It's become more than America and England put together. We are entering that age, that new age, that golden age, that now I have declared myself also as a Prince of Africa. As long as I'm here, this is what I want to see. This is what I will impact people with. This is what I want to inspire people with. So I'm not really talking about industrialization as just something that I've learned from books. So I'm trying to advise you to do it. No, I've turned the wealth around. I built the wealth around. I did not go taking state money. No government has come to give me any contract. I built the wealth. I built it and gave back, and I actually created niche in the market and competition in industries. I'm ready now to build nations and to build countries, to build cities. I feel like my energy is ready for that, to build human beings, build them. God has created you, but you need to be built.
Wow. I mean, you can see me, I'm just laughing because that spirit, exactly like what you're saying, the spirit of just taking what is yours, sitting on that throne and
That's it,
being
Doctor.
that kingship that you are. I would like our listeners that are watching you and following you that don't even have an idea who you are to just take a look at the short video. It's just a 2 minutes. I know we've been putting trailers there, and you'll be getting a lot of documentaries on him. Not him as a person, like he said, him as the spirit of a new Africa. So take a look at this video and just get an idea of what we're talking about here. Thank you.
Coming up live today on the Pan-African Daily TV, Voices of Africans Worldwide with host and founder Dr. Susan Tata Nana Efua. Exclusive guest, Ghana's multi-millionaire Nana Kwame Bediako, aka Freedom, and young Honorable Ousmane Touré, Pan-Africa's future president candidate. Our topic, the new face of Africa is now. Technology and industrialization of Africa and way forward. Time, 7 p.m. Europe, 8 p.m. East African Time, 1 p.m. Eastern American Standard Time, 2 p.m. Caribbean. Who is Nana Kwame Bediako? Nana Kwame Bediako is Ghana's multi-millionaire. He is CEO, developer, philanthropist, and visionary with projects such as Wonderwall Estate, Petronia City Development, amongst others. His net worth is estimated at $4 billion US. Nana Kwame is the guy who bought Cristiano Ronaldo's Lamborghini Aventador. He just acquired another machine 2020 and many more luxury goods. Nana, aka Freedom, is born and raised in Ghana. He studied in the UK and has built a multi-million-dollar empire. He's a successful entrepreneur who has developed hundreds of luxury real estate properties in Ghana with his company Wonderwall, among other high-end investments out of Ghana.
My vision of building the new Africa is making sure that the spaces, the gap that needs to be bridged in terms of development, which is also not happening in Africa, these are the parts that I want to be able to bridge.
The dream of a new Africa is here, says Nana Kwame. We build Africa, we feed Africa, we empower young Africa mindset. Join us tonight on the journey of a new Africa as two young African experts, smart, intelligent, visionaries, philanthropists, hold the hands of their brothers and sisters, taking them to the space above the sky. Be a part of the conversation. We see us tonight.
Okay, so thank you. We welcome back live in the studio. I don't know if Ousmane Touré is there in the studio with us. I think he's been kicked out of that studio, but we're gonna get back to him. Nana, Prince of Africa. I mean, at this position where you are, being in your early years as a youth, you met Ousmane Touré and you held him by the hand that you saw and you said, we're taking it to another, and this young man.
Yeah, Ousmane is a very young guy with a different vision. Often when you meet people in life, you don't size them up. You try to see where their blessing has come from and where their destiny is taking them. Osman's blessing has come from poverty, blackness, Africa, and that vision is now put him on a journey to take him to his destiny. One would not know what he'll become, but his voice is a voice that can heal the pain. And so that's our connection, that's the synergy. And I'm not the type that want to just be with rich people because I think I've made wealth. I'm not the type that think that it's good to be with the biggest stars or the biggest presidents or just because I think I'm a big man. No, I'm not a big man. I'm a young man doing more than what the big man is supposed to do. And
Correct.
that's because I have the eyes to see who is right, who can be around me. One of my best friends is blind. He doesn't have a dime, but I helped him to educate himself. His dream was to become a journalist. And I thought a blind person wanting to be a journalist, it's something beautiful to see. And when I helped him to become that, you see that life is a beautiful thing. You know, it's not the things we came here to acquire that is going to build the legacy that we chase. It's the investment that we're going to put in people. The investment, and that's what I'm doing today. My investment in Africans is standing up for them. Is trying to become an example, trying to be a template. Now, and I know some people might not agree with me, but it's good even if I can impact one person's life to become more successful and to understand the meaning of life and the value of the people around him that make his life become a true existence.
Correct.
This is the impactation that I think we need within the circles of our nations. And so Osma is one of them. There are quite a few more coming. I want to be able to build the youth empowerment, you know, the Pan-African youth empowerment to revolutionary bring a dialogue that the Western will stand and say, nah, this time it's not just Kwame Nkrumah on his own. It's not just Nelson Mandela on his own. It's not just Martin Luther on his own. This is a bunch of great young kids who have awoken and have decided to build their continent.
Absolute. Coming back to that giving back and wealth creation. I mean, when we look at the face of the Africa. I mean, you're talking about the new Africa. I look at you as the face of the new Africa. Now, what am I trying to say? We know the Bill Gates. They have their. Nobody talks about Bill Gates, about Microsoft. They talk about him as a donor. They talk about him as giving lives or saving lives or whatever. And but this system of giving to an African is a deadly system. We know it. And so what I found that is so profound in you and this mindset of saying we are holding hands to take all of us to another level is what I think is the new Africa, and I appreciate you for that. It is different. I know your charities, I know your foundations giving back to the community. I mean, even during COVID, you had to offer the whole of your locations, you know, to be a center for that. You're reaching out a lot. But we would talk about that in another context. Today, we want to talk about this industrialization and technologizing the African, you're taking them to another level. You would have chosen to say, like the politicians you do, buy a rice and go and campaign and do something, and so that people should just see, or like the other foundations or the West have always been doing to Africa. You know, take the wealth and then bring the crumbs and then make the name and then show the face. No, you're not doing that. You're saying we have to build one another. We have to multiply the multi-millionaires. So all of us have to be on that place. So they test the wealth, they enjoy it, they have the wealth, they have the fear. So you're building kings and multiplying those kings that you are. I think that is exactly what industrialization should look at. If you look at the Israel model, and I mean, we're getting back to that topic where you say Africans have that, but there is one thing that is just lacking. The need for us to put nation first. And when even we travel into the diaspora, the skills that we should be able to plagiar or to emulate or to copy and bring back to develop our nation. Maybe that is the spirit, and exactly using your word, that is what you need. Or am I missing a point here?
No, I mean, I think we all are thinking on the same level and we are also in the same realm. However, it's one thing to say, it's another thing to do.
Yes.
The doing is the hardest part. The doing is where, you know, the structuring, the planning, the engineering, the funding, the laboring, the maintenance, the management, It's a whole lot of things that Africans are supposed to learn how to do all of these things. When they talk about building wealth and maintaining success, riches, and all of that, it's a lot of work. That's why most Africans are not built for it. Because before you can be ready to have all of this, you need to be disciplined enough, you need to be strong enough, you need to be focused enough, you need to pay attention enough, and you need to have a spirit and a mindset with a heart that backs everything that you're supposed to manage. This is not the coursework you did in school. This is not assignments you did. This is reality. This is the real world. This is not the guys who were scoring A in mathematics and A in English. And then when they came to the real world, they were scoring minuses, D plus and E plus. Because, the reality or the perception of a reality sometimes is even more real than the reality itself. People might not see it that way. If we want to do these things, what shows that we are exchanging value with each other? What shows that we're building the communities based on what we are extracting from the community and reimbursing back in the communities, back into our country, back into our people? What shows that? Because everything is now either going to buy from the white man, made in Italy, made in China, made in America, made in Africa is a problem. And I'm even one of the victims. It's not everything that I will buy that is made in Africa. I still will end up buying maybe Gucci instead of some African prints, because the Gucci is cutting in a million pieces with a plant that will not repeat any mistake. The African print is still using a sewing machine that one looks nice, the other one is not. The quality is not consistent. And industrialization replaces all of this. That's the point I'm trying to make. It brings a high level of production and make sure that quality is guaranteed. What is quality? Quality is high intention, prominent, skillful execution. And it has to be consistent. You need industrialization to do that. Well, let's just say that tomorrow, this vision becomes a reality. And a lot of industries have been built in Africa to do with manufacturing hubs, technology hubs, like my dream and my vision. Are we very sure that these same Africans can manage, maintain, control all of these things that I said? Be disciplined, be focused, pay attention, distribute proportionally. Are they ready? Because they don't have that skill. So I am standing on this platform today saying that they should start it now. The future started yesterday. We are already late. They should start it now. They should start it now, because I can see the average African having the mouth to speak, but not the skills to do. They all know how to say how one African came by his wealth, how one African fell, how one African is in trouble, how Michael Jackson is this, how what is his name, Bill Cosby is this. We know all of these topics, which has become a gossiping platform for the average African. What has even the Western history got to do with our economy? Why should that be our problem? Why can't we create our own Jay-Z? Although Jay-Z is a black man, he's a black American. So why can't we create an African version of him? What did the Americans do to make him so powerful? To make him the best of customer product? But why do we know about Jay-Z, but we can't create one? These are the things that I believe that we need to start learning, practicing, and going towards the journey of industrializing our minds, ourselves, our nations, and our countries has to be a part of our skills. I want to be able to introduce my own educational platforms that people can learn and we can brainstorm. It's called a thinking subject. So
Correct.
we can start building ourselves today.
Correct.
What is Petronia? Petronia is built with 3 different phases. Phase 1 is the industrial hub, industrial park, industrialization. Phase 2 is the technology hub. How can Africa, a whole Africa, 1.2 billion people, we don't have a technology hub? Technology, we are in 2021. This is what builds the fastest speed in everything, in development, in industrialization, even in dating. You need technology today. We don't have a hub. We are still taking mobile phones, that every mobile phone in this world is made of a coltan. Every single mobile phone. Yet we're still importing it from someone else's country and paying taxes for it before we can own a mobile phone. Do you know, or did you know, 92% of Africans are using mobile phones? We are the most mobile phone users in this world. 6% are on computers. 92% are on mobile phones. Why do you think these telcos are running around with mobile money like some chickens or monkeys who have seen banana? It's such a huge opportunity for them that our transactions, our life is becoming the mobile phone. Africa's economy will go up 10%, the whole GDP of Africa, the continent, if we decided tomorrow to assemble our own mobile phones, whether it's from Apple products, whether it's techno product, as long as it's made in Africa, it's assembled in Africa, the jobs that it will bring, the job creation, the salaries, the money, the exchange, the save of taxes, no importation, 10% just mobile phone. So you just imagine if Africa decides to refine, to manufacture, to assemble, to build 10 or 15 strong products in the world that we demand so much, just on our continent. There will be such a huge savings in our economy. These are things that practically I want to talk about. I just don't want people to think that I'm just talking about industrialization because I know too much. No, I'm not even talking about just factories. I'm talking about industrialize yourself, from your brain power to your human capacity, to your ability, to your land resources, to who you're hiring, who you're bringing in to work for you, what your warehouses have become spaces, what you're exporting, what you're trading. What I can only see Africa uniting by what we would trade with each other. It would never be because, it would never be because Ghana and Nigeria and Zambia and Gambia is going to become one. No, it's not going to happen. It's too late. Every country has about 50 dialects they're speaking. You can't unite these people. Everybody have different languages. But you put somebody that speaks a different language and the other one that speaks a different language, they don't understand each other, but they need something from each other. They'll find a way to communicate. That is unity for me. That is what I call unity. This is what I want to bring into Africa. I want to do this for Africans through industrialization so we can start to trade amongst ourselves. I want to do business. I want Ghana to do business with Nigeria and Ivory Coast. I don't care if Ivory Coast Ivorians are speaking French and Ghanaians are speaking English. No, please. We both have cocoa. We have something in common. We can do business. And this is real, impactation. It's not, we're Ghana, so our laws are different. We're Ivory Coast. And then when you go into Ivory Coast or Ghana, okay, we're Ghana, our laws are different. But as soon as you enter Ghana, this one says, oh no, we're Ghans, our laws are different. We're Ashantis, our laws are different. We're Ewes, our laws. I mean, how many barriers that will barricade our mindset of development? Is that what they're doing out there? Is that what they're doing out there? You go there and then you go to England and then you go to 3 towns and everybody is speaking different languages, so you're confused. No, that's not what they're doing. Definitely, all of these things has to be changed. It has to be changed, but it can be changed once we have the capacity, the power, the energy to industrialize our resources and start to create distribution channels that would be going through countries, and countries will be coming through us, we will survive. We will have a surviving economy first. That's my first aim, to change Africa with, building the new Africa. We will start to have our own economical power, that we don't need the likes of IMF and the World Bank to come and dictate for our leaders that I'm going to give you 1 billion before your economy is sustained. No, I don't need that. I don't need that when I can turn my own resources to 10 billion. Why are you borrowing me 1 billion for? I don't need it. I don't need it. And you know what? I know that every month I can get that 10 billion from Nigeria alone. And Nigeria knows that, you know, every other month they can also get 50 billion from some other country. Or this is the economical power we need.
Truth and nothing but truth shall set Africa free. The mindset shall set us free. And the new Africa is right here, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you, all of you, for actually paying attention to this. This is the spirit that we're talking about, this, the revolution of the mind to industrialize our capacity. And now I would just dwell on one thing, that if you look at the brain drain, like we're saying, I know it. You already got the point. I'm not going to repeat it like, oh, the leaders are not giving the diaspora the opportunity and stuff like that. Now, we're talking about the skills that you're talking about. We look at all the nations. They go out to learn. All right. You already mentioned it in the beginning. Why did even the West come to Africa? To steal, to copy, to emulate. And they brought it back to develop themselves. Now, we Africans are in the diaspora, millions, right? So if we have the spirit of nation first, so our first choices would not be get a paid job and a salary, get titles, and just be comfortable to know that I'm just earning and working. It should be first, I am working at a global conglomerate, like you're saying, but I want to know what that technology is. So my nation first. So it should be stealing a lot of intelligence out there. Why not? The skills out there and bringing it to build the capacity of the people or your nation. Am I correct?
Okay, so first of all, I think Africans should not think of even going to steal anything from the Western and bringing it here to build their nation. Why? Because Africans are not good thieves.
Yes.
It takes a crook to catch a thief. If we were good thieves, nobody would come to steal us because we're not good. Okay, Africans are not good. We forget ourselves by giving our own away. We give up our people. We give up on our products. We give up on our resources. A thief does not do that. A thief is coming to set their teeth in a bite, or have a sticky fingers that they will extract something without you seeing. They will lift your wallet. They will lift your gold. They will lift your oil. You will not see it. That's a good thief. Does Africans know this? No, we don't. So what is the solution for this problem? Just hire the thief. You just learn to hire the thief.
Oh my God.
Go and hire the thief and tell him exactly what you stole my stuff to do for yours. Can you do the same for me? And I'll pay you. That's it. So that same thief doesn't have to come and sit with your president behind your back and then lift again from your wallet, lift from the state without you seeing. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to apply wisdom more so than applying my pocket, more so than sacrificing my heart. Yes, I'm a giver, but I'm not here to sacrifice my heart.
Correct.
I'm here to apply my wisdom against my opponent. It's a battle. I might not have guns because I don't make one, so I'm not coming with guns. I might not have sword because I don't make one, so I'm not coming with them. And of course, I don't have horses, but I have brain power. I have wisdom. I can be the next Haile Selassie who defeated his enemies from behind them. It was the first time in history that people were going to war expecting to meet their opponents. Everyone goes to war by meeting their opponent. For the first time, Haile Selassie came from the back. They passed the opponent. He came from the back and defeated them. Now, that was not gunpowder, and that was not guns, and that was not swords. That was wisdom, brain power. And this is what we should do. Africans should hire the thieves. We should hire the world. This is what I'm out there. That's my mission. So I'm hiring the Asians. I'm going to hire the Middle East. I'm going to make the money too, of course, because they like it. I'm going to hire the Englishman. I'm going to hire the American. And I'm going to tell you, you're very good at media. Please put me everywhere. Put me on Bloomberg. Put me on Fox. Put me on CNN. How much does it cost me? Let them know that I'm the new one building the economy. What they need, tell them to come to me now. I can sell to them. They don't need to come and steal it anymore. You know, this is the sort of spirit I'm talking about. You know, you hire the world and let them build your world for you. So when you're gone and when you're not here, they just don't remember you as freedom. But your absence is felt every time they need or they find freedom.
Freedom, aka freedom. Yes, I like it because you even are not about all the titles. Like I mean, we've been having a conversation on this. You're really on that what you spell freedom. Now, what is this significant to you? We know, okay, freedom, Jacob Caesar and stuff like that, but freedom, that word of the new African that you're trying to project, is not the freedom of go and riot in the street. Partly is not the freedom of that freedom. Can you just break it down?
So I'm basically telling the continent that what they saw in the 60s, the likes of Kwame Nkrumah and all of these people, Martin Luther, and all the things that they tried to do to emancipate ourselves from slavery, you know, it's a mentality. But that is a mission that they didn't finish. So that's my name because I'm continuing it. But people are not hearing me. You know, a brand is a character. A character is an image. An image is a perception. Perception is life. So I want people to understand that freedom, Jacob Caesar, is not that I am saying I want to be some white man, so I chose Jacob Caesar. This no. I am telling you, I am your modern freedom. That independence that you had democratically did not sustain you for 5-6 decades. Your systems are still broken. Your people are still dying. There's still poverties. I am here to create the new wealth. I'm here to build a new Africa, to continue Africa from where it was left off 5-6 decades ago. That there've been so many leaders that, you know, they just came to protect the seats that they sat on and not the country that they had to build, the nation that they had to build, or even the countries that they had to create again. Me, I came for that. That freedom that Africa is looking for. I'm sitting right here. I sit on a throne. My throne is not by man. It's not anybody that told me, oh, democratically, oh, I'm from AU, I'll make you the president of AU. It's not UN coming to tell me I did this. No. This is the power from the universe, the mightiness. I claimed it because he realized that I have the heart, I have the guts, I have the balls, and I have the experience, and I'm ready. So he decided to build a new David to face the Westerners as a Goliath. This time, I'm not going to kill anyone and cut their head off. This time, I am going to make sure that the story is buried and the history is made. Because the story of our people, Black people, doesn't give us freedom. We're disregarded. I am going to bury that story and I'm going to make a history. So those who are listening to me, I know people have their doubts, but I'm not here to make headlines. I'm here to make history. I have the capacity. I have been installed. I am your new prince. You like it or not, I claim it. I am your new prince. Listeners, I'm serious. I am your new prince. Freedom, Jacob Caesar. And you want to know what Jacob means? Jacob is the same tribe that we came from. Jacob, it was Isaac and Ishmael. Ishmael went to the east. That is the Arabs, the Middle East. And then Isaac that gave birth to Jacob, and Jacob that built the 12th tribe, the tribes that has brought all these descendants, where Africa is from, where other parts of the world is from, China, everywhere. This is the 12 tribes. I represent that. My knowledge, my wisdom surpasses the level of this humankind because I dwell with them. I dwell in their spirit. So that name is there. Caesar, I'm going to break that down for you so you know. There is the only thing that can amend the law is authority. And I am authority. Caesar, I am authority. If the government thinks he's not going to see me amend the law, no, I am the authority. I would make sure the youth of Africa are embedded, are linked, are convinced, influenced, a part of me, because they will know I live for them, I will die for them. So they will be the one that would be my foundation and my support and my backing for the authority that you expect your votes from. That authority amends the law. And who that has authority to amend the law? It's someone here to justify judgment. I'm here for justification. I'm here to build a nation. And I thank you for giving me the chance, because I've never had a platform to break down the Freedom Jacob Caesar character for anyone like this. So those who are listening to me, the Prince of Africa is not any cartoon character, okay? This Freedom Jacob Caesar is not a joke. It's a true movement. It's a true movement and is guided by the spirits of your ancestors, the lords of these lands that are in the dwelling of the mightiness. It's a movement. It's a big one. It's a change. And it's definitely going to bring that change. If I wasn't going to be doing it, I wouldn't have started already. So please, try and look for me out there. If you find me, I can guarantee you that that was built in China. It's a copy. I am here, the true prince. I am here. And I dwell on the lands of Africa. And the Western is going to wake up and see that there is an omnipotency power that has woken up in Africa that is impacting the youth and transcending the movement. And people are changing their minds because they realize what they have is more wealth. And now they understand the value of life. Freedom Jacob Caesar is my name again.
Say my name. Yes. Oh, I can see that the chat is actually warm. We love you, Prince. We appreciate you. We are with you. We support you. And we are the multiplications of the new Africa. Nana, Freedom, Jacob Caesar. Yes. You know what? There is no better way to claim authority and to stand on that God. No matter what you would have given any African on the planet, doesn't matter. This authority and claiming the purpose and identifying and knowing who you are, why you came, what you came to do, and what you are already doing. There is no level of authority that is just what you are putting into the young African or Africans worldwide that are watching you like this. For so long, it has been, oh, we are being marginalized. Oh, we are being hijacked. For so long, our narratives have actually helped to dim us down, to keep us docile. Oh, no, don't speak like that. They will kill you. Oh, no, don't talk about the liberation. You know, they killed the Patrice Lumumba and the Thomas Sankara, and they would kill you, the Malcolm X and the Malcolm Luther. Where were they? Who are you now? No, the imperialists. The difference with you, you hire them, they work for you. I just saw who designed, or the designer, it's a German, the ones that are designing the biggest machine, this Audi, what? I don't know. I mean, not in that class yet. Tell me, when you negotiate and you meet with them and you sit there and you give them the contracts, what is it that they talk about? Do they talk about, oh, it's a black man? Money doesn't have that color, isn't it? Can you just
money is not racist. It's human beings that are racist. Money, every color is invited. Even if an alien came to you and he wanted to buy something from you, and as soon as he walked in and you realize that, oh, what kind of human being is this? I've never seen anything like this. But he opens their bag and you saw dollars or chacha or CDs or naira that you're looking for. You forget the look of the alien. You start to look at the money if it's real. And if it's real, deal is done. Okay? My previous character was cheddar, which meant money. Before I would evolve from that street level of education into the corporate world and into the global world, money was my character. It was the biggest thing that I learned about. And so I want people to understand that I have had my education from the journey of my life, not from the classrooms that I stayed in and the lectures that I sat down to listen, but it's more so from the journey of my life. How powerful money is. What does it do to us? What does it make us do? And if you find out this, you ask yourself the question, do I want to become a victim to money? Or I want money to be my girlfriend? Or I want money to be my father? Or I want money to be this or money to be that? So then money starts to build that relationship with you. But then when you go to the real world, you will become the money. You become the money because money is talking to you from the wisdom that you have acquired, that have made you dissect and understood the privileges and the existence of money. It's a currency. And human beings prevail currency. You see a human, you see a currency. You can tell that this one is poor, this one is rich. You know, from just this one is mad, this one is this, it's currency. So I sit in front of people today, not with the money alone, but also with the authority and currency. It's called FC. I want Africans to look out for the freedom coin. It's going to be one of the most powerful currencies that will take Africa by surprise. It's going to be some of the biggest trading platforms that every young child in Africa will get up in the morning and will never walk into the bank again. They will put their money on a trading platform that they can rely on their own resources in their country. Gold belongs to you. It goes up every day. Why do you go and put your money in the bank when the bank will take something from it? When that money goes onto gold and gold goes up tomorrow, every day your money is going up. The gold belongs to us. If we can preserve so much of it, I'm telling you, I might have hired people to work for me. If Africa can preserve so much gold, I'll bring the whole world for them to work for them. Because that's the biggest currency. And I have that power, the power of purchase, the power that God gave me through wisdom. He said, don't follow the money. Don't chase the money. Take my wisdom over the rubies and the diamonds and the gold. And I'll let the world subdue to your feet. This is a covenant between me and God. And so I have a true relationship with the existence of creation and power. I won't be talking like this. I won't be standing and sitting on this platform and speaking with this much courage if my backup wasn't untouchable. There's nothing that can touch my backup. If he who that things can take this man without my creator would take 1 billion of the nation. They can never. Because I dwell within man already. My words will exist among humanity already. They are ready for it. They are already they're already infiltrated. They're already part of me. They're already feeling the spirit and understanding that there is a value in creation and there is something above us that is controlling us. I'm not just talking about the average person that goes to church. I'm talking about what really your heart and your soul does to this world, what contribution that you have, how ready you are. That's when you hear the Spirit talking to you, because God is not going to send Zacchaeus to go and kill Goliath. No, he will send David, because David is prepared. Because David is prepared. He didn't just pick David. David was prepared. David knew that honest is the best policy. He was honest. He was honest. He was courageous. He was ready. He spoke. Who can kill this man? I will. And everyone laughed at him, underestimated him. But when courage speaks, don't think about the size. When courage speaks, don't think about the size. Think about the courage. I am ready. I am here to build wealth. I am here to industrialize my communities, my cities, and my countries that will connect to the continent. I am here to build nations. I am here to add value to humanities. I'm not here to give you degrees. I'm not here to give you a back pass. I'm not here to give you any cash that will make you go and spend it on something else that you don't even know what your life is taking you to. I'm here to give you that predominant knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that will be transcended into generations, that will build nations. I'm here to give you a value that is priceless. You can hate me. You can do whatever. You can attack me. But my presence right now is just like the Son of a Man in a Christ form. I'm here to give. I'm here to sacrifice. I'm here to make sure the value that we have lost to the Western world, to the parts of the world, is claimed back. We have to take it back again. I'm here to build a kingdomship again. I'm here to bring the spirits of the likes of Mansa Musa's and the Nelson Mandela's and the Haile Selassie's and the Martin Luther's and the people that didn't finish what they're doing, so we can continue the journey of the Black supremacy. I'm here for that.
Wow.
That's what I came here for.
Ooh.
It goes beyond money, doctor. It goes beyond just industrialization. And it goes beyond just building hotels or buying cars from Ronaldo. It goes way beyond that. Because I'm not here to sign a contract. No, I'm not here to be labeled either. I am here for the entitlement. And that's why I already told you, I am an authority. Leaders, don't stand up against me, because you will be stabbing your own self. I'm your only pride. Young people, don't come against me, because I'm the only thing that if you can learn and add it to what you already have, maybe you can become more than me. I'm your best degree. I'm your best value, one of your best that ever lived. And Black people, ain't none of you stood up for yourself like the way I am ready to stand up for you. You all separated yourself and started calling yourself with different labels, Black Americans and Black English and Jamaicans and this and that. No, I came as the universal character, the only one Black man that stands for Blackness. I'm an African and I'm Black, period. There is nothing that is going to miss this blood. There is no concentration here. I am here for the race of a Black man of Africa, to claim our heritage back, not to say I don't like any white person. I love everyone. I'm a universal thinker. I'm a universal human being. I'm not here to even judge any human, no. But the defaults of a Black man and the Black man being disregarded is something that I want to make sure is restored. You know, I want to revive our culture, our heritage, our value again. So when I'm not here, you can point your fingers, even when you saw my picture, and say that this guy did not come for the money. This guy did not become a president. This guy did not just sign a contract. This guy came to change humanity. This guy came to change the world. That's what I asked for, and that's what I represent. So this interview, Dr. Susan, should keep it, because 50 years from now or 100 years from now, maybe your great-granddaughter would have it. And some people from some part of the world will pay her any amount of money just to have this bright footage, because these words are purely from my soul.
My prince, my king, the prince of Africa, the new Africa. That is the spirit. I'm opening up the line to take some questions. Are you okay with that? I don't know why Osman is really complaining. His phone keeps speaking him, and he won't stay in the studio with us. Probably we'll have to get a replay with him on this very narratives. I want to take some questions. We are okay, right?
Can we mark the questions? Maybe 5, because I think I'll have a next one coming soon.
Okay.
Minute, please.
All right. We're taking 5 questions. The first one is already here. Thank you so much. Hello? Hello?
Dr. Susan, I did warn her that the spirit of the ancestors are here. This is Elder Robert. I was on your show a couple of months ago.
I know. You don't need to introduce yourself. The spirit of the ancestors is truly here, as you can see. And it's always the magic when they come on the Pan-African Daily, they have to reveal all this. Yeah, nothing hidden. Go ahead, Elder.
Hi. Hello.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm greeting to everyone. I was in Dr. Susan show a long time ago, 5 months or so. And I said the spirit of the ancestors are here. It's all over the world. The nations are panicking because they don't know where to turn. He is taking down and he's setting up the spirit of Sunini and Nini, the father of the Bantu, is here in the earth. And it is glowing. It is brighter than the sun. It is heating up the planet. It is bringing into subjection everything that is contrary to the Most High, to righteousness and justice. And so his people will be moving from the tail back to the position of the head that he promised them once they begin to walk in righteousness. Hear the brother speaking it there.
Okay.
Hear Prince.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that assertiveness. Thank you so much. All right, the second call. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good evening. Welcome.
Good evening. I have a question and I also have a suggestion.
Go ahead. Please keep it short. Fine. Go ahead.
Okay, very good. So my question is from Jacob Caesar Freedom.
Go ahead.
So Freedom, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, so the question is, why is it that you are a ghost? Because you are the hope of Africa, but you are a ghost. Because it has taken me over 3 months to look for you, try to get your contact. I'm in Germany. Even Usman, I spoke with him like last month, and he didn't reply my calls or whatsoever. So the question is, you great people who are always trying to talk about Africa, why is it that great mind people like us who don't have YouTube page or whatsoever, it's so difficult for us to find you or reach you guys to discuss some important things offline?
Okay.
So first of all,
thank you. Yeah, he's responding.
So first of all, I'm sorry that I couldn't meet your demands. It's not like I would want to do that. I spend hours sitting by a layman who might not have a greater contribution like you, but just needs me to be around them, because that is what brings their soul back. I'm not the type of man that rejects people. I'm not the type of man that ignores people. But also, you people should understand that when greatness arises, business occurs. That's the meaning. You get too busy. Busy becomes a necessity. So sometimes I'm sitting here and I realize my friend who has come all the way from Dubai, one of the greatest inventors of all time as a black person, you know, is sitting down waiting for me for like an hour. I didn't know. So imagine if this guy just gets up and go, he probably think that, oh, this guy is too busy for me. But that's what happens when, you know, greatness arises. And so some of you people should understand us. I'm not a ghost, and I will never be a ghost, not even when I die, because my spirit will wake up from me and my journey will still be continued.
Thank you.
Yes, I am a spirit, but I'm so sorry to feel that way. And I just want to encourage you to keep doing what you do. God bless you. And sometime if we cross paths, we still talk. Be good.
Thank you so very much for that response. That was very clean to the person. And please, I just want to tell us, as Africans, we have to learn also to use some vocabularies. If you call on the phone and you say somebody is a ghost, I mean, of course. Thank you so very much. Hello?
Hello.
Yes. Hello?
Hello, Susan. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Oh, that's nice. I'm following your program. It's a very interesting program with the Prince there and Osman. Yeah, I really appreciate whatever they said over this program because it's very fruitful and it's geared towards welcoming Africans to see the truth for themselves. Because what Prince said is a very important point that you made because Africa today, one would like to say we are our own problems, not the West, in one way or the other. Because today in Africa, we are no longer like in a time of slavery. Our minds need to wake up. We have to see the things in our own eyes, in our own perspectives of lens.
Okay.
That which was talking about. Because our leaders today, they are all from our homes.
Keep it short, please. There are a lot of people on the line. Just keep it short. What is the point you want to make?
Okay, the point I want to make here is what the Prince talks about. Africa need to bring in. Africa need to collaborate together and bring in trade between themselves. We have not seen either this man is from Nigeria or from Zambia or from Ivory Coast or Ghana.
Okay.
We should come together and make a trade between ourselves and success to our continent.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That's
a real contribution. We're just taking two more and the Prince is gone, please. Probably we'll have another opportunity to have him. He's right here. Hello? 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 Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know. We won't be able to take all the thousands of calls that are raining in now.
Just get a few because we haven't had any
Actually, that's what I'm trying to curate.
So you go. Let's go to a couple more and see.
If there's a question, go straight to the question. All right. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
How are you doing, my dear sister?
Thank you so very much. As you can see.
Long time, you know, long time. Yeah, let me go to the question quickly, you know. Let the gentleman know. I want to ask you that gentleman because I saw some of his videos and he's talking about our African story. It doesn't matter. We doesn't need to learn our story. But right now, what she spoke about a story, our African story. So I want for you to explain a little bit about what is the need of the story of the African story, the need of African story, so that the youth must know our African story. Let me explain a little bit about it. Because
let me answer this question for this man.
Okay.
It don't need for you to know the story.
Okay.
So that's my question.
Thank you. Over to you, Prince.
All right. So this gentleman that just spoke is the perfect example of what an African is. We keep stabbing ourselves in our own foot. When we hear death, we still ask you what is death. When we hear A, we still ask you what is A. When we make sense, we still try to find a way to make the sense look stupid. When we look stupid, we don't even have the courage and the audacity to say that switch and you can do this way and it's better. I am here. I have spoken for over an hour. I am really expecting some great questions and great contributions that would add on to this continent. I'm not here to be questioned. I am an authority. You can ask me a question, and if it makes so much sense, I will give you a beautiful answer. But when you're asking me something that you yourself cannot figure out what you're hearing and what you're seeing, the help I can give you is very little. Yet, this very man contributes to the nation of the continent. He is part of the force that I stand for and I work for. And I'm not mad at him, but I want people to understand that why and how, I want to use him as the perfect example, how white people and other people see us. They see us sometimes that our IQ is low because, we don't pick points from whether lectures, discussions, and businesses, and use those points to connect or cross the T's and dot the I's and connect ourselves to other world or other people. We have a way to just find an excuse,
Justification.
a complaint or an excuse. But this is Africa's main problem: excuses, complaints, and blames. I am saying that the new Africans cannot think like this. For those who are listening to me now, you cannot think like this. You cannot think about blaming, and if you heard something and you don't understand, ask again. Understanding is key. It leads you to knowledge. You can't fight something that you don't understand. And you cannot say things that doesn't make sense even for your own self. That means you're bringing things out of your mouth that is supposed to come out of somewhere else of your body. We should wake up as Africans. We should support our own. If we are going to move together, we should have this freedom sign. We should all go forward together. We should make sense for each other. And even when we don't make sense enough, you can add your contribution and your suggestions. But let's not fight each other. Let's not make each other feel like you're still not making sense for me, so I don't know what I'm going to do with what you told me. And I like this question the most because it's giving me the chance and opportunity to address one of Africans and Black people's biggest issues. We are there talking about the white man stealing from us. We're there talking about the world, this, that, but we never talk about ourselves, our stupidity, our mistakes, our this and our that. If you want to be wise, you know what it takes to be wise? You simply need to understand what it takes to be stupid so you don't repeat stupidity. That's all. That's all. So if we fight our stupidity and don't repeat it too much, the world will start to regard us as wise people because we will be repeating constructive stuff, stuff that we benefit from, stuff that society can benefit from, stuff that the population, the nation can benefit from, not stuff that will bring the nation down. And so I want to thank you for asking this question. I don't know who did, and I don't remember his name, but I know that if you are listening, and maybe if you have kids as well or family, maybe they would also correct you in a way that, if you want to stand for your country, stand for it with wisdom and knowledge and understanding. Don't stand for it with aggression, with stupidity, with battle. You can't battle your own people. It doesn't make sense. When you go to our countries and we're killing each other, what do we look like? We're battling ourselves. Who is smarter? We don't do guns, but we're shooting. You go to Somalia, there's so many guns, but they don't manufacture guns. You think the guy on CNN who is reporting the news, you think he sees it as the guy who brought you the gun is the fault, is his fault? No. He looks at the two people killing themselves and he's like, what is wrong with these people? So definitely, this is a wake-up call. Thank you for having this platform to be able to explain this. These three things, Africans, quit it. Stop giving excuses, stop trying to complain, and stop trying to shift the blame. Stop it now, Africans. You always have something to say, to gossip, this, that. You've made the world your topic, but the world hasn't made you their topic. They don't even gossip about you. They don't think you exist. They try to use your whole continent to experiment stuff, diseases, and come and take your gold, and they don't give you anything because you're busy still sitting, trying to blame, trying to make excuses, trying to complain when the things are in front of you to build it. It's a very good question, and I can't stop even answering it because it's giving me the chance and the opportunity to voice out that a lot of our people don't actually make sense when they see the knowledge of wisdom, the strength of power, when they see wealth, riches, they go against it. They go against it. The average young person in Africa today is adapting the lives of our forefathers. Why do you hate someone that has made wealth, that has made money? You have to like them, let them show you, because you're working, you're looking for money too.
That's correct.
Why are you hating them? It has to change. All right. Any more questions?
Thank you so much. There are many coming in, but because of your time, and I'm looking already that we might be, could we make another session, or let's talk behind after the show, right?
Yes, but I'll take 2 more questions.
Yes. All right. Thank you. I'm taking this one. I think it's very far from Australia or something like that. So, hello.
Hello.
Yes.
How are you?
Fine. Thank you. Welcome to the show. Thanks for calling.
Actually, my name is Kwame.
Yes.
My contribution is this, guys. I already appreciate his contributions.
The problem is you're watching the show and you're trying to call. That's why you're confused. If you turn up the other volume, then we can answer your call, sir. I'm so sorry.
Okay, that's all right. Okay, that's all right. I'll put it down. Thank you.
Okay. Yes.
I'm actually talking to this guy. I appreciate his call and his contribution towards Africans. I've been watching for an hour, but yeah, I actually go through his efforts and contribution. I hope it will be with the Africans to get our right, because we have been suffering for so long. My country is from Sierra Leone, for civil wars for 12 good years for nothing. And when I travel to Australia, people ask me, why are you here? Full of diamonds, bauxite, and everything in my country, agriculture, but still have food for once a day. So if this guy really means what he's trying to do, and he's continuing to do it, and people support him, we support him, and Africa will come to the light of that from darkness.
Correct. Correct.
Thank you.
That's all my contributions.
Thank you very much.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you too. One last one, please. This is coming from the Czech. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Please, you're live. Go ahead.
Yes, okay, my question is about when the freedom coin will be
Available. Okay. Freedom, you heard that. When is your freedom coin being launched, or we should wait for updates?
Yes, there will be updates and all of that. We would give all of that time. And it's also, I did not really come here to talk about business, but, I just kind of, made them aware that this is coming up, and it will be digital and it will be physical. And that's just because I'm trying to help save Africa's economy by having a good currency for the youth who are coming up. So it's not really to do with the numbers and the time, and, like so many people are trying to register with the freedom movement, and I keep telling them it's not about registration. It's not about you people being a part of a movement just because it's freedom, or just because you think something is happening, so I will just be a part of it. I also need people saying that, I want to donate, or I want to give up. That's not all that I'm looking for. What I'm looking for from Africans is just your spirit being behind their own.
Correct.
They're so loving what their own is doing. so we can have a good universal attraction and force behind us, because we're far away from our people. We don't appreciate our people. We have a question for our people. But how can we question our own people when we have barricades and barriers and borders that is restricting us, from reaching our journey? You know, I just want people to understand that, there's much more we can do with the togetherness, and a lot of people feel very reserved. I feel like they're reserved and complacent, which I started from the beginning. And you can hear from the average African when they get on the phone to ask a question. It's the same way we do our services. It's like everything is a bit slow and laid back, and our spirit need to be up. Please, we're hungry, we're dying, there's sickness, there's diseases, there is industrialization that we need to develop. We need to be up. Forget the questions that doesn't contribute to the vision, to the movement, to the development. Our blood needs to be pumping faster. Our brains and our heart. We need to understand that we're losing time. Every day we lose a day of our life. Every day. And before you know, the days have mounted up to years. And all the things you had in your head, you got buried with it. Me, I would rather share my knowledge than to die with it.
Thank you very much. There could be no better way to explain this. I'm taking this from a queen, please. The guys have been talking. Let us hear from the ladies. Hello?
Oh my gosh. This is the last one, right?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Samantha. Go ahead.
Hi, Susan. Oh, my queen. I have been more excited about any of your guests than the one today. And that's saying something, because you have some really dynamic people that come on your show. I'm over here shaking. I'm just losing it, because I'm so happy that this gentleman is on the show today. What I want to ask him, my name is Samantha. I'm with the Rapid African Plan, which is the fastest track modernization of all African continents under the industrial unity. And I am wondering how you see the diaspora, not from the United States, but Africa was born in me. And I want to know, what do you think that about the relation between the Africans and the diaspora, and how we can work together to bring this industrialization to Africa?
Thank you very much, Samantha. This is a great question. We need more queens like you. I just wanted to answer your question first of all by telling you that that tagline, the diaspora. Sometimes when I hear it, it kind of pushes me back a little, because there is so much that the diasporans have to contribute. But the way Africans receive diasporans, they receive them as tourists. And the mindset that the diasporans are coming to Africa with is basically seeking for history. So really, if there is ever going to be something that would bring that connection between us, which will bring benefits to our nations, it would be establishment. It's not going to be tourism. It's not going to be hailing, because the average African that sees anyone from the diaspora, it's like, hey, hi, they're Americans, African Americans, so they're hailing them. And then the diasporan also come and sees, oh, this is beautiful. I haven't had coconut like this. I haven't had fresh air like this. So he starts to enjoy his story, his history, the weather. But then when it's 1 month exactly, then he starts to think, it's time I get back to the Western. So they don't come to settle. It's only a few. And so that is a gap that needs to be bridged properly through establishment. The diasporans need to change the concept of being a diasporan and being a warrior an establishment. Okay, I've taken what I'm doing in the Western. I've come. I have sort of pasted the template. You know, it's replicated. So now the benefit of the people that I dealt with in the Western, now I've been able to create it for my continent, and it's changed 100,000 people's lives. You know, that's the kind of thing I want to see from the diaspora sector. And so if we are ever going to come together and gel, this is the moves that I expect people to do, Samantha. Come in, establish, and create benefits. And even if they go out, it means that the first one is successful, so they're going to do the second one the same way. And after they do that, the other diaspora and the other one will start repeating the same thing, and the revolution will kick in. So I see it happening that way. Osman is back. I haven't been seeing you, but I hear your phone is giving
honestly, that's why I was checking if Osman is back. Osman, what are the challenges you've been having out there, please? I mean, we couldn't reach you.
Oh, so
coming in, going now. What is going on?
No, actually, I've been on different conferences today, and my phone is just, I mean, I don't, it can't sustain it anymore. So I had to go off on and stuff. But,
but Osman just came to also like, just introduce, because, you know, Osman got me on this show. He said, you have to go on this show. And then PLO said, yes, okay, if Osman is saying it, okay, I'm signing underneath, I'm signing, so you have to. So I don't think Osman, he sees it as his interview. Like normally we do interviews together, but he felt like I have to escort Freedom all the way to the platform. Before that, he even told me that, look, I'm going to go there 30 minutes before you come, so, you know, we can have a light discussion. So don't think that I feel any way about it, that you're not here supporting me, but, you know, our voice plays the same roles. What your voice impacts is the same thing that I envision that my voice should also impact. It's the same nation. We're one nation. We are one people. And our agenda is aligned. You know, there are things that Osman says that makes what I aim become complete. There are things that I say that also can awaken something in Osman to add to what he already knows. And this is the contribution and the connection that I'm looking for in Africans. You know, the leadership of Africa, it should be based on that connection, that synergy, that energy, that spiritual aligned kind of thing, and not some sort of written certificate from some unity or some entity or some organization. I don't know, but that's not what we want for the younger generation. We don't want to be controlled by some sort of, I am United Nations. I probably would not see any other United Nations. I'm in my country and I see white people, black people, Chinese people, Indian people. I'm in Africa. That is United Nations for me. We are the one United Nations on our continent. So I don't need any certificate. I can already see that we're United Nations. I know my position very well. What is left to do is, how am I going to use these people as a nation that is being united, whether as a labor force, whether as an industrial power, whether as a political power or corporate power. This is the decision that the young generations are yet to take. And we're not going to wait for anybody to come and certify it for us. We already know what time it is.
Correct. I think, Osman, what was the motivation? I mean, you met Caesar and you said, Freedom, you have to come to your people. You have to come home and address your nation, your citizens worldwide, isn't it?
Yeah, thank you so much. So basically, I came to meet him through a good friend of ours, who is Timmy Frank from Nigeria, who is equally another contributor into the movement, and also someone very straightforward in bringing a new perspective and giving young Africans hope and etc. And Nana himself actually invited me in Ghana, and it was just amazing being there with him. But that was not sufficient enough. We had to organize a whole trip to go and meet PLO Lumumba together, just to receive, work on strategies, work on different meetings, work on plans, because most of the things that he has been talking about today, these are things that are practical. We've seen his projects already. I have been there, and that is what we want to see in Africa. We want to shift from the discussion to show people practical aspects of things that can be attainable in the continent and how we can expand on that. These are things that we can do, and we will do our best to make sure that we reach out to other young Africans, that all of us have to be on board in making sure that the development that we all desire as a people is realized. Indeed, this was a learning point for me. It is true. I even called him this morning and said, you know, Freedom, the show is yours. I'm just gonna come earlier and I'm going out. So I was happy going through and listening to this whole thing. It was really important for me. And you know, brother, we'll connect after this and we see what we can do. Thank you.
Always, always. You have such greatness in you. Our connection is infinite. You know, I want that inspiration and that impactation to be transcended onto generations. You know, it's great minds coming together brings great results, positive results. And I want that to be one of the things to develop the mindset of the new Africans. Let's start to see the greatness in our own. And let's stop barricading ourselves with whether I'm from Ghana or you're from Gambia, so there's no connection. No, the true connection is there. You know, when I was in Kenya, I met a young guy in the children's home, and I decided to pick him and educate, pay for his education and everything, because when he's 18, I want him to be one of my security with secret services. You know, I want to create something, but why do I go to Kenya and pick someone? It could have been from my country. No, we are one. We should be able to give opportunities to each other. We should be able to share our knowledge. We should be able to connect our leadership from different parts of the country, different parts of the continent, and make our continent become one nation, one strong continent that will contribute to the global economical power, that we will have a say in the world's movement. We will have a say in the world's economical forum. The world will not have a say in our doings, in our livings, and in our struggling and our success. The world would have to play along with us because we're part of the world. We shouldn't be sidelined. We are part of the world. We contribute to the existence of this world. This is what I have realized. This is what God has made me realize, that I didn't bring you here to just go and do some business or open some company or go and sit on some chair because somebody said they're going to make you a president because this. No, I brought you here to really connect the dots and bring humanity together and make sure you establish values in them and let them realize that where we came from is the same place we're all going. So there's no point us changing directions and changing our visions, and you know, our destinies will be different or no or what. If only we die without being able to change or make a change or add value to our people or change the existing situation and make it better, that's when our soul will forever feel like I could have done better, but I chose not to. So all of those Africans out there who are listening to me now, this is the biggest achievement. It's not the house you're going to build. It's not the car that you're going to buy. It's not the clothes that you're going to wear. It's really the impactation, the change, the value that you added to society, to humankind, to people, to your country, to your continent, to your race and to your color, to your culture, to the things that you revived and be able to put it in a better pedestal, to the value that you added to humans, that they remember you for as an investment. That's his legacy. And I want to urge all Africans to start thinking towards legacy and not materials and not money. So I would like to use this opportunity to thank you very much, Dr. Susan, for giving me your platform to be able to express myself to my own Africans. I want to say a big thank you, Osman, to even give me the opportunity and telling me that I have to be here and share my voice. This connection is great. I don't have the opportunity to even broadcast myself. You know, like somebody came here and called me a ghost because they can't find me. I don't have the opportunity sometimes to amplify this great knowledge that I want to share with everybody. So I am very, very grateful and privileged for this moment. For those who don't, yeah.
Yes. Are we going to have you anytime soon? Just in terms of planning. I know we're going to put this all together, but I just want you to assure your audience because it's always been like that, that this connection, these opportunities don't really come there. I know you're busy, but at least you're going to find time for us once in a month. Is it okay?
No, I wouldn't be able to do once in a month, but what I would like to do is that I will find a time to come on this platform again that based on us doing or having to have done something already which we have discussed today
Yes.
that we want to talk about it, or if there were some African issues amongst the youth, the generations, the new generations, and we have to discuss it, that we think this is a serious topic that we need to discuss. If it's about brutalization, humanity, civil rights, human rights, civilization, anything to do with us adding value to our people already, and it's important to discuss it, definitely my time will be here. But I wouldn't be able to use your platform as a place where everybody should expect that once a month they can come and meet me here to ask questions, or to have me, not to say it in a bad way, that I really love your platform, but I would like this relationship that way, that
Yes.
people know that they can find me on Dr. Susan's platform. But this is because there is a demand, and there are issues, or there are things that we need to congratulate ourselves about, or
Correct.
show them some changes that is happening, or the things that we discussed today, has it actually inspired and motivated some kind of amount of people who have forced to bring us back onto this platform.
Mm.
I want something like that, very authentic.
Yeah. Tracking. That's right. Of course, that's very true. It's been a wonderful pleasure. I mean, how many times do the stars come out, or the religious come out once in a while, or are kings? When we have knowledge, particularly a transition, I've been seeing a lot of people saying you're a reincarnation sent to our people. The voices they speak just one, and they say, "He who has ears, let them listen." So it's not going to be like repeating the same thing or feeding us with what we already have. You're just here to say you have everything that you need. All I just came is to spark it up and let your light shine. So we want to thank you. We congratulate you so very much. And Osman, hey, it's a shout out. You're just replanting what you already planted, right? And we're grateful to have you here. We'll be reaching out, like you said, if there is a community problem that we need to fix and we don't have that knowledge and the wisdom, and we need to seek advice and consent and way forward, definitely we'll be reaching out back to find out your own space. But of course, we also have to protect and to know that you are all safe. It's not just giving, like you said. You don't just take, you give. But we also know that those who give also need a lot of affection and time and concern. So it's a kind of a bundle of things. You're giving a lot of energy. You're building a whole nation and a people. And I think, of course, it is also of that level that we give back to all our kings and protect them. So our regards to the queen in the palace and our daughters and our princesses and the community that you're all sitting on. I want to assure you, you've been here. It's not a coincidence. You've been here exactly because your ancestors brought you to address your people. And now you start hearing stories from the diaspora, not stories and complaints. Remember, part of you was taken away from you. And that should be one of the questions that you start thinking, how do I bring back that part of me to make it a whole complete? Because the diaspora, no matter what we say, no matter how we do it, they have got to get access to land. They have got to get access to practical things. They can be goodwill. They can be all motivated, but there's just still some things that we will need to fix. And I think being a bridge and a voice out there, we can count on you to make some of those reforms and recessions happen, as the kingdom and the king and the prince of Africa. It is just by our duty that we'll always reach back to you when we need more. So thank you.
Okay. Thank you. I just want to touch something on
Yes.
what you just said.
Go
One
ahead.
of the things are about the Freedom Jacob Caesar website. You see the Freedom Bridge. We've paid a lot of money for the ancestral genes and all of this, tracing back to your roots, DNA. And I decided to do that for people to just discover things, and that's for free. It's Freedom Bridge. So definitely it's another way of bringing, our people back and everything. But here's one thing: I don't expect everybody that is out there who is become American or Jamaican or Jafaican or whatever that they have become as a black person to come back to Africa. I just want them to know about their roots. I just want them to understand the value of their color as being black and know that the roots of blackness came from Africa. Because I also understand them very well that wherever you dwelled, wherever you grew up, wherever that you were brought up, that's your world. That's the world you understand better.
Correct.
So I know it's going to be very difficult to have everybody moving across into Africa. This is not the Moses days. This is the Freedom Jacob Caesar days. I would respect them to still have their space, to still be a part of the Western, but also be a part of Africa, because we have to think like universal human beings and live life for the sake of it. We have to contribute. And I just want the diasporans to know that for me, Freedom Jacob Caesar, the only thing that I see two in one is that no matter what you do, you're black and you're African. And that's what I stand for. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. It's been a pleasure, and thank the viewers, and we would keep in touch with you. God bless you and your family and your initiatives, and we are here for you. We know the new Africa has been born, and we'll keep in touch. Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you, darling. Thank you.
Thank you. Osman. All right, I know it's creepy out there with the connection and everything. I want to thank all of you also for tuning in your thousands, in your numbers, and I hope you had something. I know some of the times when we come on a program like this and we hear, oh, an African, he's a multimillionaire, we were expecting some kind of reaction or some kind of conversation. No, it is about the power of the African wherever you are, not your geographical. Pick up that power that has been quenched in you and make you look worthless and make you look useless and make you look a victim. Victim is the word. Pick out that new spirit of a new Africa. We keep saying it. The new Africa is not just a person. Like we say, it's a spirit. It's the spirit. And that's the spirit that just was here. I love that caller that called and say you're a ghost, because it was symbolic for us to understand it is not a person. The new Africa, the spirit of Africa, is not a human being. It is that love and the connection and unity. But people would come in different objects. They would come in different formats. They would come in the Usman Toure dimension. They would come in the Susan Tata dimension. They would come in the Freedom Jacob Caesar dimension. Physically, they will come in the Professor James Small, in the PLO, but it's a whole spirit. Remember, Rev Shark said, nothing just happened to us, something happened to us, and we are the only spiritual beings. Yeah, we might manifest in different forms, but the spirit comes just to deliver, and they deliver, they go. So consider that power. If you haven't received it, then it is time that you need to start thinking, what is it that has put so much trauma, so much lack of confidence and trust and courage and boldness and authority in you like an African? How much more do you need to look at yourself and say, I am the king. I am the freedom. I am the spirit of a new Africa. I'm not going to sit and let people tell me how my life is going to look like. I'm not going to sit and let people interfere to break me down. I'm not going to sit to let even people interfere to disunite us in our community, fighting against each other, not being able to forgive one another, not being able to work together to support ourselves. That is the spirit of the old Africa. It all went away in 2020 with the COVID and the pandemic. The 2021 decade, I've been saying it up and up and up. It's a spirit. And this is the spirit that you just saw in another form, to empower you, to show you that material, I have it, yeah, but there is one thing that I need to show you that the luxury, yes, I have it. I have tasted of the wealth, business, people, fame, luxury, everything. I produce and I produce. I have commanded them. But what is my power as a black man? That is this power and the spirit that has been here today. And I hope you were inspired. I hope you were motivated. I hope you just realized that the exercise that we did is exactly a replica of another part of you that you just let it slip. So freedom, Jacob Caesar, is that spirit of a new Africa. If you thought you can make it, no. You look at him, you can make it. If you thought, oh, wealth comes by having titles, no, you missed it. If you thought you're going to sit on that paycheck every day and eat and make money and pay bills, and you will build a nation and give a legacy, no, you just didn't make it. If you thought, oh, because I'm out here now, I'm a German by nationality, and so I can get my life, I have my health insurance, I can ride a car and can do that, and you forget about your people and where you come from, and you forget to put your race and your nation and that power in front above anything, you just missed it. That is the spirit of a new Africa. And that face of Africa is you all. The black face is the face of the new Africa. I hope you got it. I hope you had it. If you did not, please make sure you relax. Watch this video over and over. If you miss an episode on the Pan-African Daily TV, please, you must have missed something in this decade. Make sure you subscribe as you're watching me. Just click the subscribe button on the Pan-African Daily. It's the red sign. It means click it, you are subscribed. You don't need to fill any formula. You don't need to do anything particular. Just click the subscribe button. And you know what? If you click it as you're watching me from anywhere that you're watching, you have the spirit of the new Africa in you. You're not doing it for me. You're doing it for yourself. You're doing it for that legacy. Now, we just did a production, and what did he say? We're going to keep it. And that's what we do on the Pan-African. Build the data and keep it for a legacy for our generation. Tomorrow, they will watch. There will be empires. They will build the nation of Africa, the great nations that our ancestors built. So who taught us that we can do it? Who taught you, an African, that you can do it? Who taught you to walk among races and put your face down? Who taught you that you are a lesser human being than any other person? Who taught you that? We intentionally did this show to make you understand you are untouchable. You can build that empire. You can spark up that fire that you have in you. You can just be who you are. It doesn't matter that you have to cross back. It doesn't matter that you have to die in the ocean. Of course, that is the brain that was taken from you, the power that reduced you to just be a worker, to just be a beggar, to just be a cleaner, to just be a title owner. No, you are more than that. You are a spirit. You are a God. You are a creator. You build nations. They stole from you. How could you become a beggar? They stole from you and they're still stealing to make their nations, to barely survive on you. They beg, they need everything that we are. The spirit of oneness, of love, of unity, and empowerment and enrichment is born and given to you. I want to wish you a very pleasant evening. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for joining the show. Make sure you click and subscribe, and we're taking Africa to another level. It is your job. It is mine. It is our time to do it, and the time is now. So bye-bye. Take care of yourself and stay blessed, and we stay connected. Now we're coming back live on Tuesday. Tomorrow we are off, as you know. Monday we are off to thank the new energy. But you know what? We take your questions. You can message us. Yeah, you can send us a text on our platforms. You can also WhatsApp up. We might not respond when we are off, but we definitely would give you an answer. And you know what? Stay tuned on the Pan-African Daily TV Facebook page as we drop content every day, even during our days off. And if there is a breaking, even though we are off, we would come live. So that's the reason you need to just subscribe. Join our campaign. 121 hashtag 1 million subscribers. That is the new spirit of a new Africa, and the face is you. Good night, bye-bye, and good morning to all of you. And we wish you a pleasant day. We see ourselves again on Tuesday. Stay safe and healthy. God bless you.
You are watching the Pan-African Daily TV with Dr. Susan TATAH. The Africa we want: unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherlands calling its diaspora home. You are watching the Pan-African Daily TV with Dr. Susan TATAH. The Africa we want: unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherlands calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers on the Pan-African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer. Apply now. Be the new Africa.